Welcome to the channel, Men Game Network. Just talking, sitting here. Had a couple friends over earlier, and we just talking about life in general. Um, what people are striving for. As you can see in Georgia, they uh, they passed that. Basically, they passed the voter suppression bill. Um, some stipulations that you can't, making it a little bit more scrutiny on trying to get your voter registration ID, as far as mailing voting, mail-in mail-in voting, and pretty much I believe some ballot boxes might be limited, and that's always in the urban areas, or what they uh, line out as so-called, minority black, uh, Latino areas, minority areas. That makes it a little bit more of a challenge for people, especially ones that are kind of on the fence in regards to, they don't see any change going on. They see that uh, races are storming the nation's capital, and, and how they were pretty much treated, and you had to be some inside information, some inside job, because it just seems so surreal and unreal. So I'm glad that our new attorney general has dedicated his services, along with other uh, pressing needs and laws around the country, needs to be enforced through the U.S. justice system. And with the racial reform bill, hopefully, um, he can be a friend, and a fair friend, in terms of, you know, and firm, yeah, firm, in terms of prosecuting people, especially people that you might as well call them ingrown terrorists, or homegrown terrorists, however you want to, label them. But it was definitely a coup attempt, an overthrow of the government, and you can't deny that by looking at all the footage during the impeachment trial of President Trump, the second one. So, you have to take all this stuff and look at it with an open eye, and you're going to see what you see, but also you're going to see how this country is. And that's when we come back to life. Life should be something that we can all enjoy and have fun with. And, take care of the necessary needs of daily life, but also have some recreation as far as relaxing, and because that's important too. That's important. We grind every day. Some of us are grinding, and we're under stress, and we have decisions that we have to make, and it seems like we're just overwhelmed with everyday life. So life doesn't take a day off, and neither should you, but you have to be able to organize and be consistent to start, and just, implement different routines, or that your hobbies or whatever, that get you away and relax and take your mind off of, just for a few minutes or an hour or so, to kind of refresh and reboot. And that's important, I believe, mentally. So we have to enforce that, and we have to kind of, if we have to conversate and gather, and once we can, due to the pandemic, if in the future when we're able to get back and discuss and have our friends over, and we can kind of kind of give our own testimony as to what this year's been uh, with everything. And we're still not out of the woods. I'm just talking uh, you know, an overall just kind of outlook um, in the future. But of course, we have to continue to be cautious. And as you see, the one thing is with this getting back to the Georgia. I mean, this is basically a Jim Crow bill. Uh, the Republicans of Georgia uh, lost. They're really in a desperate mode because they feel that once Georgia produced two um, minority senators, uh, one being Jewish and the other being a black gentleman. Um, they're panicking. They're clawing, clutching, and trying to tuck away things that for decades on decades worked for them as long as they were in power. But once the democracy plays itself out and you have a huge voter turnout with no irregularities and no not one um, you know sniff of any shenanigans. So, and that's in every quarter of the land. So this is their attempt to regain power, uh, suppress votes. I mean, you can't even stand in the line. They passed a law where it's a misdemeanor if you have food or water or nourishment in these long lines that can take hours, as we know. So this is uh, this is something to people who really are you know treasure their voting and hold on to their civic duty of voting. This is one that raises eyebrows, and this is a law that I think the country and everyone should shout and get it overturned because it's not helping the country. It is depressing the country, and the suppression of votes cannot happen in this country. And once you start going down the slippery slope, uh, you're right back into 1835 or 1776 or whatever, and as you know, so this is white supremacy, uh, and don't let it, you know, it's no more, no less. We know what it is. We know what it is. We identify it as what it is, and so we have to get out and vote, and we have to work even harder, and we have to use our voices and our uh, collective power and continue to fight the fight, continue to speak out, advocate for what we think is a fair shake and equality. And with laws like this is manipulated to stymie um, voter turnout. Yeah, you have to speak on it, and you have to get serious about that because it is not. To me, I think it's just um, ridiculous. But neither here or there. You're welcome to view the law for yourself, um, research it, and for one, you have to just take it and digest how ridiculous these Republicans are really out of touch with what America is. We're not rolling back to. This is one of these rollback bills that is meant to just not only have them in power, but just basically just shun for all instinct, for all intent purposes, to just discount and confuse and um, you know just confusion and just personally just it's a personal thing for them to just manipulate uh, the vote with the law what it was when it was nice and groovy for them. But now, for us, for black people, uh, no, they can't. How could no? They couldn't have voted that much. Couldn't have been. They no way. And so here we are. Here we are. So we have to use our voices, people. We have to continue to fight for the justice of our people, not only for us right now, but our past, for what they went through. That we can't relent. We can't stay silent. We cannot uh, be stagnant and shout down. We have to be brave. We have to show courage. We have to show fortitude, intestinal fortitude to uh, lay the groundwork of a movement that can sustain and can get laws uh, passed and changed and push and show highlight uh, different um, opportunities and strike down this white supremacy that's going on. So um, we're at this moment where we can really make a difference and can really um, move forward. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people in this country. By country being divided, there's just opposites, and no one's willing to. Well, some are, but the really ones that make the laws are playing politics. And when you play politics, you got gridlock. Nothing gets done. Um, there's a lot going on, so there's a lot on President Biden's plate. Um, so he's the president now. He has to own it as he has it. And of course, the politics will be played and will be played out of the numbers as he entered the presidency and what it is now. So that's going to be played, but don't let the 3-card Marley fool you. It's what real time where we at right now. So, are you any better off right now than you were a year ago? That's something to ponder and think about. And if you are, if you're one of the few that are, continue to maintain that upward, you know, flight. Continue to be uh, progressive, aggressive, and take interest in your life. So it's a beautiful day out here. It's a beautiful evening. It's about 7:15 Eastern Standard Time in the Mid Atlantic, East Coast. So just thought I'd come out here and just discuss life on the Mint Game Network. We're gonna do that time to time. You might think it's corny, but we think it's necessary to get our point, to use the platform to get our point across. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you have something you want to say, you got a microphone, say it. Speak it into existence, and stand on your stand on your square about it. Keep it. Gotta keep consistent, bro. Keeps consistent. Gotta stay consistent. All right, that's it for me. We'll see you. Have a great weekend.